Well, what is a terrible night for baseball here in the Delaware Valley is going to be a great night for baseball here in a particular basement in the Delaware Valley, as the Phillies in the 2011 Phillies as played replay head out west on their first West Coast swing of the season. They'll be taking on the San Diego Padres, and unfortunately, I have the wrong record there for the Padres. I forgot to update that. That is 6-12 for the San Diego Padres, but everything else on that sheet is right. The Phillies 9-8. Again, beginning their first trek to the West Coast, and Roy Oswalt is going to get his, that's got to be his fourth start of the season. 2-0 so far. 2.21 ERA, very good. Even better, although he only has one victory, Matt Latos, 1-0 and an 0.56, so a good start to his season, albeit for a team that is probably going to be struggling to stay near 500 all season. And as I've said, they're already sort of behind the eight ball here. So make an adjustment to this, because I don't know why I changed it, but I did. All right, that's better. So, yeah, welcome to Petco Park. It's going to be a good night for baseball, as Phillies are looking to keep a good thing going, as they just swept the Brewers on home turf, and now they take their game out to SoCal for a while. So anyway, let's get right into this game, as it's a good evening for this, and just taking a little bit of time here to settle in, and we will see how things go. So for the Phillies here, they will be facing Latos. And I decided this is the first time I really felt like I needed to do the whole. I think it's Latos. Let's see. Latos. I think he pitched for the White Sox in a project I did a long time ago, and I think I made the same mistakes. Called him Latos. It's Latos. Matt Latos with one T. So, yeah. So it's going to be this lineup facing. This is as played lineup. So for anybody uninitiated, when you do an as played replay, typically for baseball, this is probably the most, it makes the most sense, although you can do the same thing in other sports, but it's kind of tough to replicate because of the substitutions, things like that. But in baseball, substitutions are hard and fast. I guess you could say soccer would be the same thing, but you only, once you're out of the game. So basically you start with the lineups. I think there are even some people who might try to use the same pitching as far as relievers and such. I don't do that. Game dynamics take effect, and if you run into a blowout in a game that was a close game in real life, you probably want to change the way you use the pitchers for that game, so you can have your top relievers ready for a later game. So that's kind of my thinking. And when we did the 2008 Phillies replay, that seemed to be pretty decent. It seemed to work out okay. So we'll just keep going with that and hope it all goes well. Yeah, so the lineup. It's going to be Shane Victorino, as usual, leading off. It's the same leadoff four for the Phillies as it's been for a while now. Victorino center, Polanco third base, Rollins short, Ryan Howard first base. Then we've gone back to a more typical complementary outfield. It's Ibanez in left, Francisco in right. But Wilson Valdez gets the day off as Pete Orr will play second. And the catcher is going to be Brian Schneider, giving Carlos Ruiz a night off after the trip. And then Oswalt on the mound. And just to go over the lineup for the Padres, the home Padres, we have Jason Bartlett at short, going to lead up. Orlando Hudson will play second. Rated very well for second nine. Top fielding second baseman in the league. Orlando Hudson is. Jorge Cantu at first. Chase Headley will be at the third base, and he'll bat in the fourth hole. Fifth will be Ryan Ludwig, left field, and then Nick Hundley is the catcher. It is Nick, yes. A couple different Hundleys have been catcher over the years. Cameron Maybin in center field. Then eighth will be Chris Denorfia, a name that came to mind from, again, another replay, but another project where the White Sox featured Denorfia was an outfielder in that, at least for part of the project. And then Latos, the pitcher. So after I finally got the name right, we can get started here. Latos, the right-handed pitcher, is done making his tosses, and we will go to the ump, making the play ball signal, and it is Victorino at the plate. Ready to go here. Game 1 of this series, Game 18 of this Philadelphia Phillies 2011 as played replay, and Victorino with an 11, that's a 0. Get to re-roll, and the re-roll is 45. That is going to be a 6, which will be a double. Let's see. What's Victorino? He is 14. Let's just make sure that there aren't any adjustments. 14. Yeah, that's going to be a double. So a double to right center. So a good start for Philadelphia. It brings up Placido Polanco. Give me a second here. I want to do something real quick. So Polanco, 197. He's not hitting particularly well this season so far, but a runner at second. Could think about sacrifice bunting here, but we're just going to have him swing away. Polanco, that's a 35. Let's take a look at where we go with that. That's infield check, so they're infielding 2. So an infield of 2 and 62 is going to be 3. Foul out, runner holds. And is Latos a W? He is not. So it's a pop out to second base. So Hudson makes the play, and it's going to be 1 down. Brings up Jimmy Rollins. let's see, Victorino is an F18, so can't try for third here. So Jimmy Rollins, 33, is going to be a 0. So Jimmy Rollins, he gets a good piece of this one, and it's going to be, looks like an 11. Well, let's see, there could be one. What is Rollins? A 9. Yes, that's going to be a single to left field with a 37 number. So let's quickly do the math here. Left fielder is Ludwig with a 30. Victorino is an 18. So that's 12 minus 37. Makes it 25. They're going to throw to second base to keep Rollins at first, and they're going to seed the run. So 1-0 Phillies. RBI for Rollins. Phillies off to a lead for one of the few times. Let's see, D stolen base rating, 1 through 6. 1 or 2 outs, ahead by 1. All right, we're going to, let's see. So for the Phillies, we subtract 2. So it's going to be a D28 here for Rollins. So 28. That means it's got to be 54 or less on the roll. And it's 55. He is caught stealing. Although we do need to check the dropped throw. So let me see here. Where is... Got to make a couple little adjustments here. So it's Howard, who is a lefty. That means that it's going to be the shortstop. Shortstop's Bartlett. We need to roll 1 die. That's a 5. So if it's 35... the throw is dropped. It is not. So he is caught stealing 2-6. So that brings Howard to the plate to complete his at-bat with nobody on base and 2 away. Still 1 run across, though. So Ryan Howard, that's a 65. That's a 35. That'll be a grounder to third base. And that'll end the inning. Play made by Headley over to first in time. So 1 run for the Phillies on 2 hits and nobody left on base. Okay, so for the let me just double check here and make sure everything looks good with... Oh, wow, that screwed up my thing, didn't it? Huh. Just a little bit. We can fix it, though. Okay, there we go. I messed things up a little bit by changing the dimensions of something, but we're good now. So, again, Bartlett will be leading off here. Bartlett, currently in this season, hitting a .43, and he's going to lead off here against Roy Oswalt. Again, just under 3 ERA. Okay, 64 is going to be a strikeout. So 1 down. Brings up Orlando Hudson, who is hitting .254. This is a team that's hitting even worse than the Phillies. The Phillies have had a rough go of it so far. That's going to be a walk. So that'll bring up Jorge Cantu. Cantu with a .237 average. He does have 2 home runs so far in this early part of the season. And the pitch, 24, that's a 32. That'll be a fly ball to right field. be caught by Ben Francisco. Heading back to first is Hudson. That's the second out. Now Chase Headley. Headley batting .235, 1 homer, 9 runs batted in. He's the team leader so far in RBIs. So let's see, Orlando Hudson. Let's see, Orlando is an F15, and not speedy. No, wait, that's not it. It's E33. So E. 2 outs ahead, tied or behind. Well, we're going to try and steal. And so this is going to be a 1 to 35 chance. So only 66. 11 to 65 is a stolen base for Hudson, and is the throw wild by Schneider. He is a 7. Or no, he's an 8. Excuse me. 8 and 6. He cannot have a throw, but that's going to be a wild throw. That's going to be a stolen base for Hudson. And so now Headley will be hitting with 2 men on, or with man on second, excuse me, not 2 men on. Man on second, 2 outs. 32 is 26. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Caught by Victorino, and that's going to be it. So no hits, 1 man left, and no runs for the Padres. We're going to go to the second with a 1-0 lead for the Fightin' Phils. Okay, Raul Ibanez to the plate. Raul tied with Howard for the team lead in homers with 3, 14 runs batted in. He is so by far been the most productive as far as clutch hitting goes, but he is only hitting .220 on the season. And the 56, that's going to be a, let's see, got to change it back to bases empty, 34, right, wait, 56 is 34. It's going to be, let's see, Latos is an X, not a Y, so we have to roll on shortstop. So that's going to be a pop out to short. So 1 away. Ben Francisco. 44, that's an 8. And we need to check the pitching change. Latos is a 10. And, well, let's see. Ben Francisco, his split is 10. That's going to be a single. Third hit for the Phillies. Hold on 1 second. That's if you can piece that together. Hopefully you can see. Hi Rob, how you doing? Yeah, so that's how I can be reached by email. Email. Okay, so let's see. Pete Orr hitting .231. Not too shabby for a guy that's only making his, let's see, I don't know how many starts. Yeah, you're welcome, Rob. He's played in 8 games, but that's mostly pinch hit appearances. So, well, there's 33. Pete Orr is 11. That's a line drive to left, and that's going to be a single. So Francisco's going to hold up at second base. Or is he? Francisco is a 13 speed. The line drive to left fielder. Well, yeah, I think that's you can't do that. So that brings up Brian Schneider. 2 on and 1 out. Got the pitcher's spot coming up, so not much we can do with this if we're the Phillies. Not gonna sacrifice with the pitcher coming up. You just gotta hope that Schneider gets a hold of one here. Schneider, so far, he's only appeared in 2 games, $125. He did have 2 home runs in real life, so maybe he can get one of them here. Probably not. 34 is a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be caught out there by Cam Maben. 2 away, and up is Roy Oswalt with 2 on and 2 outs. First and second. And that's a strikeout to end the inning. First strikeout for Latos. 2 more hits, 2 left, no runs for the Phillies. Going to the bottom of the second. And it will be Cardinals mainstay Ryan Ludwig leading off for the Padres here. Ludwig batting under 200, has yet to have a home run in this short season. Here's a chance at 133. 36. That's going to be a double. Let's just double check. Oswalt does not have any adjustments, so that's a double. Leadoff double for Ludwig. Let me just double check here. What did I say he was? Wait, Oswalt doesn't have any adjustments. So, brings up Nick Hundley. Runner at second, no outs. Trying to get the runner over 32 is going to be 26. I don't know if this is going to get the job done or not. It's the second base, so it probably will. 26. Second baseman is Pete Orr, who is a 6. That'll be a 3. So runner goes to third. So Hundley gets the job done, gets the runner over. Now a fly ball is likely to score Ludwig, even though he's not the most fleet of foot. So Cam Maben now. Maben hitting 254. He's in the top 5 hitters on the team. Got to change my chart to runner on third. They're going to play the infield back here. It's too early to be taking too many chances. 53. Oh, this is a chance at an error. Now we just need to randomize the error. So wait, Maben. Well, I don't know. Let me see. San Diego. See, the only guy is Hawk, who is a pull right. So everything is straight up. So 61 is going to be 22. That's the catcher. The catcher, Schneider, who is an 8. Want a low number here. You get a 46 on a catcher, 8. Okay, that's still good. That's 1. Safe at first on a fielder's choice. Runner out at home. So I guess you check the catcher, and because the catcher fielded the throw home well, that's going to be out at home, and that's a big out right there, huh? 3-2, put out, fielder's choice. Not good enough there. So Maben. Gonna have to steal with him. That's a 1-35. So he needs to make up for the fact he didn't lay down a good enough grounder to get the runner home. So yeah, so there you go. He steals, and then Schneider on a wild throw, an 8 can't get that done. So that'll be the second stolen base for the Padres. And Denorfia, well, they could put him on and pitch to Latos, but they'll go ahead and so Denorfia batting 143 so far in this season. That's a 24, which is a strikeout. That ends the inning. So a big put out at home, a throw home by Howard, and Schneider's able to wrangle it in. The Padres do get a hit and leave one on, but still 1-0. Rolling. Lineup turned over. And we will go to the top of the third with a 1-0 lead. So Victorino will be the first. He doubled and scored in the first inning. So 261, his average will go up a little bit there. But that's going to be a fly out to left fielder Ryan Ludwig. Brings up Placido Polanco, 1 out. 6, that's a 34. That's going to be is that a pop out? No, that's going to be a line out to short. 2 down, right? Short. 34 is short. Jimmy Rollins singled, drove in Victorino. Is this going to be his second here of the game? 8. Rollins is a 9. So yes, that'll be a 2-out single. He was caught stealing in the first. I think we're going to try and have, well, no, we're going to have him hold at first with 2 outs with the big piece at the plate here, Ryan Howard, coming up. And here we go with the pitch. 43 is going to be a 29. He's not a Y, so that will be a 1-3 put out, which ends the inning. No runs, a hit. It's been slim pickings here for the Phillies. They have been winning, but not with very much offense. They really could use one of these nights to just break it out and score 6 or 7 runs. It'll be Latos leading off here. That's a strikeout. Third strikeout for Roy Oswalt. Hard throwing righty. Brings up Jason Bartlett. Struck out in the first. That's going to be a grounder down the first baseline. He nubs it down there, and Howard will pick it up and take it straight to the bag. So with 2 outs, Orlando Hudson, he walked, got a stolen base, but was stranded at second in the first. And 25 is 10. And let's see, Hudson is a 7. And that 7 is going to be changed to a 27, and that will be a grounder to third base, which will end the inning. So bad luck there for Orlando Hudson. That you'd usually think of that as a possible hit, but a 1-2-3 inning instead for Oswalt. We're going to the fourth. We're a third of the way done here, unless we play extras, and it's still 1-0. Your Philadelphia Phillies on top. Ibanez now. 63 will be a fly ball out in center field, and Mabin has all day to camp underneath it and make the catch. 1 out. Ben Francisco, a big home run in the last game. He singled in the second. That'll be a ground ball. Or is that an X? Yeah, that's an X. That's a strikeout. X for Latos. That's going to be his second strikeout of the game. So now Pete Orr, who reached on a single in the second. That'll be 28, which that may also be an X. Let's see. No, that's a K, so that's a grounder to shortstop. 1, 2, 3 for Latos. So he is graded 10. So not too shabby, but he's given up 5 hits, but has kind of worked around the trouble so far. I think Michigan and Trumbull does, and it's funny because I should have been able to look right at this little logo right there on the box. Here, I got to bring up the. If I would have looked at this logo, if you can see it there, Michigan and Trumbull dice boxes, and I believe they do everything from football to. I think they do more minimal type things if you want, or whatever. Like I think if you're willing to pay, they'll probably do it to however you suit. Maybe I should say whatever suits you. All right, so Cantu flew out to right in the first inning. He's up again, and that's gonna be another fly ball to right field, and Francisco will do him in again. That's 1 down here in the fourth. Chase Headley, 44 is an 8. Headley with a 12 split. Just barely gets past the diving second baseman. That's a single. Okay, so Ludwig reached on a double in the first, or not in the first, in the second. Comes up with Headley, first base. 6 is a 34. So this is shortstop check. That's Rollins. He's a 9. 9 and 55 on the shortstop. That's a 2. So that's going to be a line drive right to Rollins. So 2 down. Let's see. E rated Headley. 1 through 6. 2 outs and ahead or behind by a runner tied. Well, yeah, Headley should be able to steal here. We can add 4 to his E33, which the highest we can get is a 35. So 11 to 65, and so he gets a stolen base. He's going to end up at second. At least we still need to check Schneider. So 1, it'd have to be a 53 to be a wild throw, and it's not. So Headley at second with Hundley at the plate and 2 outs. 64, that's a strikeout. That's the 4th of the night for Oswalt, and the side is retired. 1 man stranded on the hit. We're going to the 5th inning. It's 1-0. Yeah, Brandon, it's back to Phillies here. We're going to keep chucking along here little by little. I was going to just record it, and I said, you know what, I can probably squeak this in an hour or so. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so back to the 8-hole for Brian Schneider. Longtime backup in this league, and he's getting the day, giving the day off to Carlos Ruiz. Flew out to center his first time up, and he's going to strike out here. That'll be 3 for Latos. Now Roy Oswalt pitching a good game so far. He's given up 2 knocks, and that's all so far, and that's going to be another strikeout. Yeah, Larry's mentioning that we're now probably cursing it to be a long extra inning game, but we'll see. Victorino, he's 1 for 2, but that's going to be a, let's see. Well, it's X, so he strikes out the side, and that's going to be the 5th strikeout in the 3rd of the inning. Okay, so it'll be Mabin. Reached on a fielder's choice previously. And that's going to be, so that's shortstop. Rollins. Yeah, that's going to be a liner. J-Roll had to take a slight dive to his right, but does get that in the glove. 1 out. Chris DeNorfia. That's a 0. What are we going to get here? 15 is going to be a 2. Is that a triple? That is a triple for Chris DeNorfia. He is fast, and so that's going to be trouble. So how do we handle this for with Oswalt and Latos, the pitcher? Well, he's through the top half of the order, or twice through the order. In theory, we could pinch hit for him. Could try a sacrifice. I think we're just going to swing away, so the defense will play back here. They'll even seed an out here to get a ground ball out to, or they'll seed a run to get an out. Let's see, 63. Well, that's 24. So shortstop is Rollins a 9. That probably gets the run home. Yeah, it's definitely going to get the run home. The out at first runner scores. So that's ties the ball game at 1. So an RBI, a good at bat there for Matt Latos, helps his own cause. And DeNorfia scores. So that's 1-1. But now bases are empty and 2 down. And so Bartlett 0 for 2. Maybe not for long. 11 is going to be a single. Starting to get to Oswalt here a little bit. It's going to bring up Hudson. Now Bartlett D27. Tie game. We're going to try stealing with him again. So this is going to go up to 31. So it has to be a 61 or less. And at 65 he is caught stealing unless we have a dropped throw. And this is going to be, so Hudson is switch. So that means he's going to bat from the left. That means it'll be the shortstop. Rollins with a 1. It would have to, if it's a 64, it's a dropped throw. 42, so that is a caught stealing to end the inning. 2-6. But they do get a run on 2 hits, nobody left, and score is tied. As Larry says, we may have put ourselves up to a real problem here. And Latos can keep going. So Polanco. That'll be a fly ball in the center field, Mabin, with another put out on his defensive record. 1 down. J-Roll, 2 for 2. That's not going to be another one. That will be, is that a strikeout? That's an X, right? Yep, that's a strikeout. 6-1. Now Ryan Howard, top of the 6th, 2 outs. Tie score, that's a 44. 8, Howard is, yeah, that's going to be a single. Brings up the other Phillies power man so far this season, Raul Ibanez, 3 round trippers. So with Howard at first and 2 down, here comes Ibanez. But a 53. Well, that's going to be an error check. Let's standardize the error, randomize it. Ibanez is straightaway, so we just look at the regular chart. 44. So 20. Going to be second baseman. Second baseman is Hudson, who is a really good fielder. And that's going to be 43 on 9. That's definitely going to be a 1 out at first. So that'll be the end of the inning. 4-3. So a great play there by Hudson. Deep in the holes, able to get that one, throw to first in time. 1 hit, 1 left on base, and it's still 1-1. Well, Thursday night. The year is flying by already. We're already part the way through April, huh? How about that? So, and Hudson to follow up his great play at second there. Now he is going to be leading off the inning. That's going to be 35. That'll be a ground ball down the line to third base. Polanco smothers it, throws to first, and Hudson is out. Jorge Cantu, 6 is 24. That will be a grounder to short. Rollins throws to Howard, and plenty of time there to get Jorge Cantu, not the swiftest runner anymore. Now Chase Headley, who is 1 for 2. And there's a 9. Headley 12. 9 and 12 is going to be converted to a grounder to third base. Polanco makes the play a 1-2-3 inning. So we're through 6. It's 1-1. Phillies in the midst of low-scoring affairs here of late, and tonight is no different. Well, with how Latos is pitching, I think, well, you know what? We will get somebody warming up. Let's get a couple guys. We'll get a lefty and a righty. So their bullpen, Heath Bell is their closer, the Padres. They got Mike Adams, who is Trey Excellent, right-handed arm out of the pen. Chad Qualls, not quite as strong, righty. Corey Lubke, okay, but again, not quite at Adams' level. He was lights out that year, right-hander. Ernesto Frieri, he's a righty, not too bad. Luke Gregerson, righty arm. These are pretty much all right. No, Lubke's a lefty arm. My bad. I looked at his bats. Gregerson, Neshek, a righty. So, no reason to get a lefty up yet. It'll be Pat Neshek getting warmed up here for the White Sox, and not the White Sox. I have White Sox because of Latos on the mind. And for the Padres, it'll be Ben Francisco, and he's going to strike out here. That is going to be 7 strikeouts for Latos. Pete Orr, 25 is a 9. Orr on 11. 9 and 11 is going to be 28, which is a grounder to shortstop. So Bartlett to first, 2 outs. Now Brian Schneider. 66 with a 0. And 65, that'll be a 7, which will be a single to right. So the Phillies have a dilemma here. Do they hit for Oswalt, or do they let him keep plowing along? I think they're going to let him hit here. So Schneider at first, 2 outs, and that's a strikeout. 8th strikeout for Matt Latos. No runs on a hit, and they leave 1. Will we regret not bringing Oswalt out of the game at that point? We will see. The Padres are going to leave Neshek warming up there, and he will probably come in to face the top of the order in the 8th, especially if they can get the lead here. Ryan Ludwig facing Oswalt. 32 is 26, which is going to be a grounder to the second baseman. And Pete Orr makes the play, 1 out. Nick Hundley, 21, that's a strikeout. That is the 5th for Oswalt. 2 down, Cameron Maben, 32, another grounder to second base. And that's another 1-2-3 inning for Oswalt. He is pitching outstanding here. Just the one blemish off a triple by Denorfia, bottom of the lineup, comes back to bite him here. And the Padres are going to go to their bullpen. And actually, they're going to make a change here. Instead of Neshek, they're going to bring out Luke Gregerson. So a little change in so with a 14 rating, so he is going to be very good. So Latos with a 7-inning outing. But that will be it for him tonight. And Lubke will get stirring just in case they get to Howard and Ibanez. So nobody on. Start of the 8th, Victorino facing Gregerson for the first time. 42, that's a strikeout. Phillies are striking out like madmen here tonight. 1 out. Placido Polanco 0 for 3. Been a lot of that this season for him, and that's going to be a grounder to the first baseman Cantu, and he jogs to first in plenty of time. Now J-roll 2 for 3. That's a 0. And 56 is a 6. That is going to be a double. All the way to the wall, and they're going to have to get the lefty out to face Howard here to try and neutralize him. So that will be it for Gregerson. He goes 2/3 of an inning, and they're going to bring in Lubke. He is rated 13, which is going to jump to 18 on the coming in mid-inning. So Okay, so, well, they could. They definitely could intentionally walk Howard to face Ibanez. But I think they're going to just go ahead and face Howard. This turns Howard into a 28. So let's see what happens here. 62, that's a strikeout. That will end the inning. So no runs, a hit. They leave Rollins stranded. And Lubke comes in and does the job. Of course, now they won't have... They won't... I guess they could have him pinch hit. Or not pinch hit. They could have him bunt here. So, if... But they are going to have... Let me see something here. I should take a look at the what it says here for the teams, because sometimes it can give info about so Adams F8, Lubke F8, which is gonna make me happy because he's got a really good. We probably should have avoided, but he only pitched to one batter, so that is probably okay. We'll avoid Frieri. So it's Qualls or Neshek. I guess we're going to go with Qualls. You know what? They can't. You can't get a save after the 9th inning, so and they might have a save opportunity here if they can get a run. So it'll be Heath Bell warming up here for the Padres, and it'll be Chris DeNorfia. Well, we're going to have Antonio Bastardo warming up here. And Oswalt is going to start this inning. So, DeNorfia, 61. So that's going to be a grounder to short. So now we're going to have the pinch hit. Lubke is out. And it will be so it's Oswalt. So we're going to go, well, we could go with Venable or Hop. Go with Hop. Power bat. Hop for Lubke in the 8th. So nobody on, 1 out. Brings up Brad Hop. Pinch hitting. 41. That's another grounder to short. And Rollins makes the play. So Hop retired. Now 2 down. Going to be Jason Bartlett. 25, that's a 10. Bartlett with an 11 split. And that'll be a single. And I think this will be, let's see, how do we have, well, I don't know Hudson's splits here. He's better from the left or the right side. Orlando Hudson. He's not so good against a lefty, so we are going to make the pitching change here. It's going to be Bastardo coming in to face Hudson. So Oswalt done for the night. 7 2/3. And Antonio Bastardo will come in and try and get through this 8th inning. 17 rating, so it's going to go up to, I think you can only go up to 20 there. right, Oswalt finished for the night. With the runner at first. Bartlett, a D27. He got thrown out early. They're just going to go ahead and swing away here with Hudson. 23. It'll be 26, which is going to be a 4-3 put out, and that will end the inning. So 1 hit, 1 left. We're going to the 9th with a 1-1 game. So, Bell will be pitching here. Top of the 9th. With a 16 rating and a Y. So Lubke with 1/3 of an inning. And so Heath Bell will come in to face Ibanez, Francisco, and Orr. It's getting warm here in the basement because I have a heater on and turn it off. Hopefully everybody's getting a decent enough picture. It's complaining about the bandwidth or something, but anyway. All right, so Ibanez against Bell here to start the 9th. 66, that one is hit deep, and it is gone. Two, 2-1. 4th homer for Raul Ibanez. What a start to his season. As that is a straight 1, which is a home run. Let's see. Let's just double check here. So Bell, Ibanez, 15. Is Bell an H? He's not an H, so no change there. That is gone. And Ryan Madsen will loosen up. Ibanez the hero so far for the Phillies. Otherwise, they would be in big trouble. He has had some big hits and none bigger than right there. Ben Francisco. That'll be a strikeout. Pete Orr. That's another strikeout. 2 away, Brian Schneider. 23. Fly ball to right, and that'll be caught by Denorfia, but 1 run on a big solo home run for Raul Ibanez. 2-1 your score heading to the 9th, and it'll be Ryan Madsen looking to close this one out. The Phillies will make a defensive substitution here, as they're going to bring in to play second for Pete Orr. So a couple of changes. Gotta make the change up here too. And then it's going to be Madsen coming in. This might make Madsen unavailable next game. I have to take a look and see. But okay, so Orr out. Bastardo out. Madsen in. Could have tried to close with Bastardo, but so Madsen, XYZ, and 15 rated pitcher. So it'll be the heart of the order here for the Padres. Need a run, bottom of the 9th. Madsen in to try and close this one out. Jorge Cantu. 32 is a 26. That's going to be a ground ball to... Wait, that's an X, right? No, that's a ground ball to second, 26. Valdez, freshly in the game, makes the play, 1 out. Chase Headley, 1 for 3. Can he get one more? 56 is going to be 34. That will be a shortstop check. And that's going to be a line drive caught by Rollins. Second out, Ryan Ludwig. Last chance. And it's an 11. That's a 0. Look out. Is he going to tie the ball game here? 32 is a 7. That will be a single. Game is not over yet. Ludwig is G20. There's no way he's stealing here. That brings up Nick Hundley. It's either Hundley, Venable. I'm going to go with Hundley here. 2 outs, runner at first. Nick Hundley at the plate. Can Ryan Madsen close the door here with a runner on? Way. The pitch. Oh no, another 0. Oh no. 63 is a 6. Double over first. Who is running? It's Ludwig. Well, wait. Yeah, and there's no... Wait, a 6. There is an adjustment on a 6, but Madsen doesn't have those. So right field, second base are Francisco and Valdez, 37 and 32. So we're going to average that out. We're going to say 35. Well, we'll say 34. We'll give a home field advantage. The half will go south. So 34. Ludwig is 9, so that makes it 25. 52, 42, 32. So that's 27. They're going to have to throw home. They're going to have to go home and throw home. So here is the play at the plate. 27. If it's 53 or less, he is in there. And he is going to be out as long as the catcher holds it. Where is our trusty dropped throw? That is out if the catcher holds it. Schneider. Dropped throw. I think we roll 1. That's 3. And then we check 26 on 3. Catcher 9. I think that means that he is out and it's over. I want to double check that. I believe it's over. I believe that is a throw out at home, which ends the game. I have this other chart here. Let's see. Does this have the same thing? I think we're good. I think we're good. I think that's it. I think that's a 9-4-2 putout, which ends the ball game. What drama. Double by Hundley. The Ludwig thrown out trying to score. The ball beats him. And that is it. 2 hits. 1 left. Final score 2-1. So let me just triple check here. So we have Valdez has a 37 arm. Francisco at 32. So that puts it on the line between 34 and 35. I went to 34 because the Phillies are the away team. We subtract 9 for Ludwig, which makes it 25. And then the number runner on first, right? It's 52. We take 25 away, 42, 32, 27. And so 27 needed to be 53 or less, and it was 62. And the throw, and the catcher is able to handle the dig, lays the tag, Schneider the hero, and the Phillies win. I guess I should be celebrating more, but kind of a crazy finish, and sometimes it feels weird having finishes like that. But so the 26 says C9, but my understanding is that only applies to the catcher 9 position, or the 9 rated catcher. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and to use the drop throws table, roll one die, determine which 6 columns is left to use. Then both dice. If the position and rating of fielder taking throw appear there, the throw is dropped. Runner safe. Charged fielder with an error. Shortstop 5. You drop only on the blocks where it's. Oh, that's if a player is rated 1 point lower than the normal minimum. Okay, that's for something else. That's if. So that's it. That's it here. I think so. Hold on, I'm gonna bring up my. I need to bring up the camera here so I can show you. So this is the dropped throws chart, and part of what confuses me is that I use a couple different charts that are simplified a bit. But the one chart that I have that's simplified does not have dropped throws on like a play at the plate or a play at third base. So that's what this chart is. And so we rolled a 3. So you go to the 3 column, then we rolled a 26. Well, it's C9. Well, it has to be the catcher who is rated 9, because I think across all of these there are a greater number for each of the lower ratings. So even though one might think that it could be the possibility that, oh, well, everybody under 9 also. That's not the way it works, because it's just the way that it's distributed. So anyway, that is the ball game. It's kind of a wacky finish. I thought maybe MF number. No, we didn't try the steal here. We did the this was a runner at first, a double hit, and then so it was 2 base advance, and then the final base. With 2 outs was 52 was the move number, whatever you want to call it, 52. But then the second baseman and right field, if you average them and take the lower of the average, because it's I took the lower, so it turned out to be like 34.5. So I took 34 just because they're the away team. And we subtracted that from we subtracted 9 to then make it 25, and then we subtracted that from 52 to get to 27. And then we rolled 62, which is higher than 53. And then it was just a matter of did the throw get dropped. And it came up on the catcher 9, but Schneider's not a 9. He is a 7. If it were Ruiz, That would have been an ugly sight. That would have been an E2, and we would have been heading to extras. Well, unless another hit came up there for Maben right behind Hundley. That's a possibility, too. But we don't need to go there because everybody goes... Well, not everybody. The Padres fans do not go home happy, but the Phillies fans watching, who stayed up late to watch this tantalizing affair, will go to bed with their heads on their pillows, smiles on their faces, and beers in the belly. So, in any event, that's that for tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and record another one later and then post it this weekend. We'll see. Keep on the lookout. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Maybe ducks will fly out my rear end. That's the wrong thing to say, isn't it? Monkeys. That's what it is. Monkeys might fly out of my rear end. I sure hope not. That would hurt. So, yeah, well, it is kind of nice when you're doing a live stream that if you are in a pickle as far as the rules are concerned, you might be able to get a little bit of confirmation that you played it right, as opposed to then getting a comment after the fact that, oh, you really messed that guy up. But honestly, I'm at a point now where I would just as soon get feedback like that, because at least I'm getting feedback. There are times where feedback has been few and far between, and that can make you feel like, okay, am I really are things getting home? Are people enthused, or are they disenthused? So anyway, all right, I should get going here because there are other people, and other people like to do their own channel streaming. So thank you guys for watching. The move to first can come into play on base running, not just stealing. That's interesting. So let's see. Batters. Let's take a look at this real quick. Advancement on hits. Yeah, so Dwayne had a rare play come up with his tournament that he's doing there, or season, that I guess, who's that, Melot made an error. Yeah, I mean, I assume he's held at first as well, but I don't. Okay, so I'm looking in the rules here to see, let's see, hit valuation. Summarize: arm minus speed equals advance number. Hit minus advance number equals chance number. Oh, adjustments. Add 1 to the chance for runner on first. Who is not being held on. Okay, so he was held on. Subtract 1 if the runner on first is held on and the pitcher has a move rating of 2. Or subtract 2 if it's 3. Well, Madsen is a 0, so I guess there's no addition. But that would have actually made it easier to get thrown out. So, but that's good to know. I'll have to keep that in mind, that if you've got a 2 or a 3 there, that you adjust her down. You give him, you give your defense a little better chance because he's being held closer. 2 or higher reduces the runner by 1. Oh, yeah, well, or 2. Yep. So you can reduce it 2 if it's a 3. So that's interesting. I guess there are certain little rules. So I had a commenter mention about, I missed the, with Narveson. Was it Narveson? I missed the upgrade in his grade because of because he had thrown shutout innings. It was this game here. Am I still? I mean, I pretty much played everything as held, right? I mean, it's rare to see a runner not get held on, especially if it's a one-run game. Yeah, it's this one. Narveson, he's a 5 grade. If you go to the book rules. So, you know, I need to keep. That wasn't a factor in this game because the Phillies scored in the first, so there was no. Well, I guess you could still get the 5 consecutive innings. Would have had to been 6 for Latos. So 1, 2, 3. So we took him out in the 7th, or heading it to the 8th. So that would have been where Latos could have gotten, I guess, a jump to 15, right? But Narveson, who was a 5, after 5 innings, so after the 5th inning, he could have jumped to 10. And then maybe after one more, he could have jumped to 15. But with the home run the way it was for Francisco, I think it was a straight shot and there was no adjustments. So I don't think that made a difference in the outcome, but maybe. So, well, there's just so many little doodad kind of rules that you get, which are fine. It's, I mean, it's what should make it very attractive to people, that as you're playing the game, you're really trying to account for all of the detail. I mean, it's why I like Strat. I think I enjoy that ever so slightly more than APBA, just because everything is kind of on the card and you don't need to do that extra translation. But that being said, I think this is still pretty cool. And you know, Strat has Strat has the deal where, you know, you're 50% hitter, 50% pitcher results, and APBA, the pitchers and the hitters kind of mix attributes together, and the fielders they all kind of wander together, blend together in ways that don't really happen in Strat. So, you know, this may grow on me, and there may be days I think this is better, and then there might be days I think Strat. And I haven't even tried some of the other games like inside pitch or payoff pitch. So if I get to those, who knows? Maybe I find the one that I just fall in love with. Absolutely. But anyway, okay. Well, I should get going here. Thanks for watching, guys. Philadelphia Phillies escaped Game 1 of this series by the thinnest of margins. Here it is, 2-1 your final. Ryan Lutwick tossed out at the plate on a fine effort from Francisco and Valdez. They just sneak it in on ahead of the tag, and they're not ahead of the slide. And yeah, that's it. See you next time. For probably get game 19 in here soon. So see you then. Bye.